Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don.
I am Jamae.
And Jay Trent. I know it's dark in here. Like, okay, there we go.
It has been quite a eventful last couple, really like month. Um, we never got a chance to talk about some of the trades that happened since our last episode, the Olympics, the All-Star break, um, things like that. So that's kind of what we'll get into today. Unrivaled announced a lot of things. We got a lot of details about the league. So we will get into that. But first, we can talk about All Star and the fact that the WNBA team beat the All Star team again. Enrique whooped their ass again for the second time. Um, but yeah, I don't really know what it is. Well, I can kind of imagine what it is. She feels like she should have been on a team, understandably so. Hate fuels a lot of things, and she did what she had to do. That was I really liked that people got to see her on a big stage like that, especially since the niggas stink right now, and it kind of hurts her image, unfortunately, because I don't really think it's her fault. That team construction is just, it's not even necessarily team construction, it's the more injuries, if anything. Um, but you get a lot of people who this is their first year watching, and it's a lot of, yeah, we would have watched earlier if it was more exciting. And people are like, wow, like this, she's really exciting, whatever, whatever, which is great. But she's also played this way since at least she's Enrique's played the same way since at least 2017. Like at least that March Madness run, if not earlier. She came into
I
the
was gonna say
league
I was
averaging
watching. Yeah,
20 points a game. She has been gunning, 3-point shooting, step back, whatever, whatever type of player that she was able to thrive with more so last year that she played well in the All-Star game with. Like she is easily one of the more not even just WNBA players, but more exciting basketball players you could watch. Um, so I'm glad she got her just due. With the return of Satu, uh, I expect them to look a lot better coming out of the break. I just have no clue if that's going to translate to a playoff run. But I also don't think they're that far back from eighth place because all the bottom teams are kind of close.
yeah, right there together.
So we'll see. But yeah, I was very proud of her.
I can't believe you skipped over Alicia Gray winning both the skills
Oh
challenge.
no, I was gonna get to it because they
I was gonna let the
yeah,
Atlanta Dream fan handle that.
I need something to be happy about, damn it. Um, but yeah, she I guess I can go ahead because yeah, Leash was incredible. Like winning both events. Like of course I was rooting for her to win, but winning both events was really cool to see. Um, the 3-point shootout, came down to it. I thought JJ was gonna get it done. Like, she started, I was like, all right, I got nervous a little bit, but I'm glad that my my Atlanta Dream player and my fellow lefty was able to get it done.
And it's isn't it today like half left-handed people's day or something?
Yes, it is.
Which
Jay,
is
how
so
did
Yes, it
you how
funny.
did
is.
you celebrate left-handed people's day?
Unfortunately, I went to work, but every day is a celebration.
Do you consider LeBron left-handed?
Absolutely not. I mean, I get it because he writes with his left hand, but when I think about being left-handed, I think about like, do you shoot with your left hand? Do you throw with your left hand? Like it's different. But I will give him. I mean, he writes with his left hand. I'll give him that. It's funny because I actually write with my right hand, but I do everything else with my left hand. Left-handed.
You must have
Yeah.
been on one of them schools that used to hit you with a ruler if you wrote with your left hand.
I have no clue how I ended up this way, but but yeah.
Um, I think my favorite thing about All-Star Weekend, obviously I think both of those things were super fun. I'm kind of glad that they included the 3x3 thing. I know it was probably just like an Olympic thing, but I feel like it would be something fun for them to keep doing. Especially as a way to like um and we can kind of get into this a little bit later when we talk about the Olympics, but for them to like make 3v3 basketball bigger and like more not entertaining, but it's something to like push to the forefront, especially if like now people are a little bit more um like focused on it, especially since what happened in the Olympics. So I think that would be like a cool inclusion and like a good way to like keep 3v3 basketball at the forefront. But I will say I think my favorite thing about this like whole about All-Star Weekend was like the way they were like showcasing players. Um like all the screen time that Leisha got was like so fun. Um, and it's funny because I like made my parent like my family watch it on TV, and obviously they don't, they don't really watch. Um, but when they got to hear Leash talk and like all of that, they were like, "Oh, like she sounds so country. Like this is her accent is really funny." And I'm like, "Yes, like." And then for her to win, they're like, "Oh, I actually kind of like her." And I'm like, "Yes, like you do like her. You should like her. Like she's like and to me like that's kind of one of the things that I think like I always say is like important to tell everybody's story because like you just like never know what people are gonna connect to, and just like hearing Leash talk, people were like, "Oh, like I kind of like her," or seeing Enrique like score 20 and a quarter, like people want to see that. Like people just want to know that these people exist, and so like I think it like was a really good showcase of like who else is in the WNBA and like some of the stories that don't get told.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that.
think I was gonna say something that I think Jamae mentioned this before. It was we weren't recording it, but I think she mentioned like using 3v3 as a way you were like the way that the NBA does like the rising stars. Like the W could bring in um like a rookies versus second year 3v3 game of some sort and like incorporate that in the All-Star weekend. I think that'd be like just similar to what they did this year with the Olympic team versus the under 23 team. Like I think that could be a, a cool look for that. Like I think that there's some intrigue there.
I think that also helps with uh like allowing. I think it also helps with when these players come up, because some of the people on the under 23 team are going to inevitably make it into the league. Um, they'll have an easier transition. Like we already know, it's probably going to be damn near impossible to change how the time frame of the college to transit the WNBA transition is, just because like I don't how much later can you really start the season, or how much later can you really end it with everything that's going on. um but like having these resources, these players playing against these players, and like meeting these players, you just get to meet the people you're going to face and build connections and like find new people to talk to and mentor, kind of the same way that like KP has a dog class. Like, yeah, you're going to be playing like, yes, senior year or junior year. If they're really that good, you decide to leave and you go straight into the W, you are going to have a lot on your plate as far as that. But the more connections you have, and the more resources you have, and the more people you meet, and the more you can ingrain yourself into the sisterhood that is the league, um, I think it makes things so much easier to do that.
Um, yes. And like too, I feel like 3v3 is like since it's like such a short game anyway, like I do think that that's like honestly a perfect way for them to do their rookies versus like sophomore game. Um because like we know, you never know. The question is questionable to do it 5-on-5 because you never know if you're gonna actually have at least 6, but you know you're gonna at least have 3. We know we can keep at least 3, even if they don't all get ticked. We know we can get 3. So I think that would honestly be a really good way, because I feel like the W needs to continue to like work on including as many players as possible. Like I know that a lot of players use the break, they seriously take a break, but I really feel like they should like be doing more things to prioritize getting more players like in front of the screen and like just like putting more players out there, because it's not like you have, you know, you're an NBA and you have 500 plus like you have 100 people. Like it's not too much for you to, you know, show us 50 of them. It's you already got 24, 25 in the All-Star game. Throw some different people into, you know, throw some different people in the skills challenge, throw some different people in the 3-point challenge, do a little 3v3 here and there. Like, I think that's like a really fun way to like keep getting players involved, because like as the league grows, you want to keep, and I feel like that's an easy way to tell stories too. Like, stop being fucking cheap and just pay these girls away to the game for the weekend, and then let them have their little vacation and do whatever from there. But I just feel like it's a really simple way for them to go about it. And again, like I think it's an easy way for people to like, one, start to care about 3v3, two, like learn more about the other players in the league, especially the ones who are not getting airtime, because especially with the like TV deal, that's something we could talk about too. We're getting new platforms now. You know, we're gonna be on NBC and we're gonna be on Prime, Jesus. And we, you know, ESPN, and so, you know, like we're gonna be on more platforms now. So it's like you have the opportunity to, you can afford to pay them girls to come to whatever city they is for the weekend. Like, and even I think in the new CBA, or if they do the new CBA or opt out, whatever, like I still don't even think, even if they expand roster size, like I still don't think y'all are not about to jump to 500 people. Maybe you get to 250, and that's still like, that's still such a small enough number where you can like take the time to like integrate as many players as possible. So
And you spoke on marketability, and I think we're getting to an era of like, as more fans get into the game, we're also getting into an era of standom with the WNBA more so than ever. And that's not really anyone in particular's fault. I just think that's how entertainment is as a whole, whether it be music, any type of sport, whatever. Like, you're seeing more people be more fans of players than teams. Um, but like Jermaine said, the more you put these other people at the forefront and allow them to tell their stories and see them and have people connect with them, like you brought up Leash. Leash ain't do nothing but went to events and talk. And now people are like, oh my God, I love her so much. She's so cute, all this other stuff. Like, it was just an instant thing. And now you'll have these people that when the Atlanta Dream play, like that's something that they're going to be looking forward to seeing what she does, or oh, like, oh, I remember that girl, or something like that. It just kind of goes from there. Enrique winning All-Star Game MVP, like they're gonna have that and look forward to that. So you put these people, and people don't know what they like until you tell them. Like, I can't know to appreciate this person's story unless you tell me their story. So giving that platform is very important. And I think the league will continue, hopefully the league will continue to do what they've been doing. I can't give them too much credit because then that's when they start letting me down. Uh, but hopefully they'll continue doing what they have been, and just keeping things as available for everyone as possible. Because the marketing has been pretty good.
Like you said, I feel like there's there's more to tap into. So like there's so much like I mean of course it's not exactly 144 players, but there's there's so much for fans to learn about. Like Slam put out they did the cover story on AT and DB, and like of course I knew some of their story because I've been following the league for a couple of years. But like there's always more to be told. So I feel like that's an interesting thing that can be tapped into more.
That Slam story was actually really funny because AT was like, DB is this is also showing DB's age, but I'm gonna tell it because I think it's fucking funny. But she was like, they asked AT like, you know, how they kind of got together, and DB was like, oh, I was like watching her story every day, but I didn't know that she could see me watching her story. And I was like, of course, DB is stalking this lady account and she thinks she doing it in secret. So like I guess when they finally like talked about it, AT was like, no, I saw you. Like you were caught.
She was probably
And I was
caught for a
like,
good
I
minute.
love her. Like we see you, sister. We see you looking at we see you. And I love them. But like that's like you said, that's like I would never know that because AT is like not a player who's at the forefront. Like people don't really talk about her. She doesn't have a loud personality, you know. And DB too is like older and like she also doesn't have a loud personality. So it's like people don't really pay them any attention. But I do like I think that Slam story was like super funny, and I'm glad that story was written, especially in like yeah, I'm just really glad that story was written.
And this will go into the Olympics, but I also like that they highlighted a lot of the dynamics on the Olympic team. Of course, we got Stuja. You know, you during the season, there is a lot of bickering and banter and animosity towards fandoms, not necessarily with them, but just because they are the two best players of this generation. Like, I think does how many MVP awards does Stewie have right now? 3?
No, I
So,
think she only has two. I think she has I think she only has two.
well, they're
Yeah, she
Yeah.
has two. She
they're
has two. She
tied
won
for
18 and she won last year.
they're
I already said she
tied
was a finals MVP before that,
for
but yeah, continue.
MVP
Yeah.
awards. They're Asia's about to one up her at the end of this year, but like you know, they've been going band for band in the playoffs for a very long time. Um, they are just like immaculate. Like I feel like, and it's crazy because I feel like a lot of people talk about Caitlyn and Angel being Magic and Bird, but I just feel like if anybody was gonna be that, it was gonna be Stewie and Asia. Like they've held it down for so long, and like they are easily the two best players of the last however many years you want to say, and they showed that they were the two best players on the court for majority of that Olympic run. Um, you had Joel and Kelsey, like the way they interacted and people calling them like work wives and stuff, and it was just real cute. And people talk about Joel being that blue emoji with the smirk. um, you know, Diana has really grown on me in the last couple years, but especially like this year, she's gotten a lot of flack from me personally about not giving up her seat, which I feel like she is supposed to. Um, but I think some of the things that she's like, she just seems so nice off the court. On the court, she's definitely an asshole. She's leaned more into it a lot more uh, as she's gotten older. You know, it's just kind of one of those things where she's able to do it because she's older. Like they just know she gonna push you, and it's just what it is. But like seeing the court get unveiled for her, and like her talking to or Jewel being like, "Yeah, you deserve this," and Diana being like, "No, we deserve this." And she's really a pioneer for the sport, and you know, her getting her sixth gold medal and all this other stuff. So she's really done a lot, and she said she's not gonna be in LA, so that's really all I need is her not be in LA. But yeah, it's just AT got some love. Like there was a couple games she really played. Kalia, dear heaven, she saved the US. God bless Kalia Copper. Cause I don't know what Chevy was cooking, but and we will get into that. But like, and it was funny because people talked about, oh, you know, they're missing out on opportunity, a marketing opportunity by not having certain players on the roster, whatever, which is really dumb. But you know, they people got to see the reason why this roster was constructed the way it was when it mattered. And yeah, so just those dynamics on and off the court and how they fit together. Jackie got love. Like there were certain games she probably could have played earlier, and then she came in and went crazy. Um, BG had her moments. Chelsea Gray was the best guard on the team. Uh, Sabrina came in the last game and like showed that basically all the improvements that you wanted to see from her over the last couple of years, like just all these pieces came together. So I know we don't give props to people in losses, but Gabby Williams, you will be remembered. Usually performances and losses aren't remembered, but Gabby Williams, I will be telling my kids about you because you scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, she like that last second shot. So I really thought Marine Johannes was just gonna pull that like at the buzzer. But because she passed it to Gabby and she took that extra step, that's really the difference. That really ended up being the difference in the game. Like it's funny because we've talked about Maureen Johannes before and the way that she'll miss a lot of shots, but the one that she makes is like a highlight instantly. So it's just like it would have been so fitting for her to have been like 4 for 18 or whatever she was. And then for her to pull that shot at the buzzer and hit it to tie the game for it to go in the OT, like that would have been so fitting. I mean, I'm glad it didn't go that way because I was already stressed out watching that game, but for that, I like if Gabby just stops instead of letting her momentum take her forward and trying to draw contact on Stewie or whatever it was. But yeah, great game for sure.
Maria Johanna's shots are so crazy. It makes you forget that she 4 for 17. I actually don't know if I've seen nothing like this because like Enrique don't even be getting away with that because Enrique hit the craziest shots in the fourth quarter or whatever, and people like if the Wings lose, everybody be like, well, yeah, she was 7 for 19, 7 for 20, whatever. But Maria Johannes, that girl be 3 for 13, but the three she hit was all step back, one-legged threes, and that arc was crazy, and that's all people remember. And I respect that. Listen, you can avoid the blame, avoid the blame. But yeah, that team was very well put together. I also will say for people that are like, I'm worried for 2028, I don't know why. Uh, yeah, Asia
Also,
and Brianna Stewart are still here. So
that roster that you typing up about what the 2028 roster is going to be, stop it. Stop it. You don't have to do that because like you have no clue what the landscape is going to look like in 4 years. Because like we had predictions at the beginning of the season as to what the Olympic roster was going to look like, and all of us were wrong. So if you trying to do this 4 years in advance, be for real. Like you wasting your time.
It's always gonna be people on the roster that make everybody mad. So I just need
And no, and stop with the rosters. Cause y'all just pulling out the people names y'all know. Y'all not doing no analysis, no play styles, nothing. Y'all are saying who are the top 10 best two of the top 10 basketball players I know. Paige, Juju. That lady probably not even old enough to play. Like, let's put the list down. Put the list down. Put the list down. Put the list down. And my Olympic rant is Cheryl Reeves, you will not be invited back. I don't know what that got into you, but you will not. And I usually try to stay out of men's business, but Steve, you not invited back either. I don't know what kind of a time y'all was on, but neither one of y'all, like, absolutely not. We had to watch them people play at 9:30 in the morning. It's no reason why my heart should be racing. It's no reason. It was no reason for that. And France did a great job, fantastic, but it's no reason that you put your team was stinking and you put Ka, AT, and BG on the floor. Y'all start making a comeback, and then you sit AT and BG for the rest of the game. How that work? How does that work, Cheryl? And then she had a nerve to say, she told Don Staley, "Oh, well, they didn't treat me like they treated you." I wonder why. Maybe you need to do some internal work. Maybe we need to look within to figure out why exactly they didn't treat you correctly. Because from the outside looking in, you was the drama. You were, in fact, the drama. I was like, are you being for real, lady? Like, did she get hurt? And my second rant is don't ever play with the point guard, Chelsea Gray. I cannot believe y'all got on that on Beyonce's internet to say, I don't understand why she was invited. What you mean? The leading point guard, like the person who led the team in assists, and I'm pretty sure she had the least amount of turnovers, maybe behind Jackie. No, Jackie had more than her. She had the best assist to turnover ratio, and she had 3 of her turnovers in the final game. So what you mean she's unplayable? The 3 turnovers she got in the first 5 games, oh, she's doing good, but she gets 3 turnovers in one game, and now she's unplayable. Don't ever disrespect her, because, like, come on now. And this is the thing about Olympic rosters is, like, I'm really glad that Sue Bird, I don't know what podcast she was on, but she was talking about how, like, Olympic rosters are interesting, but they're kind of hard because you don't get to play your role. And it's like people were invited to the rosters for very specific things, right? We can go down the list. The only people who S2E and Asia were the only 2 people, actually Fee, and that's another reason why Cheryl Reeves will not be invited back, because she let S2E, Asia, and Fee have the green light. One of them was not like the others. One of them was not like the others, and I'm not. Anyway, what I was saying. Everybody got to play their role, and Chelsea Gray's role is to be a point guard. Diana Taurasi, Jewel Lloyd, Sabrina Ionescu, their roles were to shoot. Diana Taurasi and Jewel Lloyd, they weren't looking good. So what they did, sit down. They sat down. AT was out there to beat bitches up. What did she do? Beat bitches up. Like, BG was out there to dominate. And she actually did it. I'm actually really proud of her because, you know, sometimes she pick and choose.
So sometimes she owns, sometimes she not. Yeah.
And she took that Olympic run very seriously. We proud of her. Jackie and Ka did exactly what they were supposed to do. KP didn't piss nobody off. Well, she actually did in that last game, but not too much. Not too much. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, and that's how you have to construct teams. So you can't just be throwing people out there. So again, don't ever disrespect Chelsea Gray because she did exactly what she needed them to do. And Yeah,
I
that's
think
my
that
rant.
you brought up a great point with how Sue Bird said like everyone is uncomfortable besides two people. I also don't like how people will take a couple bad games by a player and like make it their whole like this is how you are, or people are just really quick to judge, I guess. And the hot takes just fly in Olympic play. Like they're at most playing like 6 games. So I think Steph did not play well into the last like 3 games. And, Steph got lauded as whatever, whatever, and as he should. But it's just funny how if he would have did what he did the first 3 games, not the last 3, like the opposite reaction that it would have had because he played like shit the first 3 games.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, he was pretty bad. But I mean, and it's like Jermaine said, like you're he's not playing his NBA role
right.
on the Olympic roster. So yeah, he's out there, he's uncomfortable. Like the first however many games he wasn't comfortable. You could tell he was missing shots. Shots that he normally knocks down. But it's like, yeah, like the offense isn't running through him. He's trying to he's trying to get to his spot. He's taking shots that he usually hits but now because he's not in rhythm, they're not going down. So it's one of them things where in the Olympics you feed the hot hand. Because if we lose this game, we're going home. So it's like, yeah, I could like you can't take time to get one player in rhythm if somebody else has got it going. If that player's got it going, you let him have it. You let her have it. Like the the offense was funneling through Asia and Stewie. And it was kind of like the team goes as they go, which when it's not going well, I mean it leads to some some shaky spots. But when you got Kai can come off the bench and she go to slash and attack in the rim, and now she's going. Now you feed Kai because what we were looking to go to at first is not working. But we press this button and something happens, so now we just gonna keep pressing it. Like you have to do a lot of adjusting on the fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk my shit about Cheryl Reeves because partially because it's funny, but partially I was like sometimes like, what you doing? But I also can't imagine how hard it is to manage 12 of some of the best players in the league and decide, am I going to believe in what I know of their ability, or am I going to take them out right now and not give them a chance to get right? And but like Jay said, like, when you playing elimination games, you do gotta ride that high hand. And I know Steve Kerr got shit on for this, but it kind of is a math problem to a degree with like trying to find minutes and whatnot. He's still on series, man, but like, you know, um, but yeah, it's a lot to figure out, and that is also why Olympic rosters can't just be what we deem as the best 12 players or the most talented players. Like I can't just bring 12 people who can score and expect to beat a team by 50 because that's just not how things work out, unfortunately. Um, it's real. Everything is about fit. Everything is about balance. Everything is about roles. And can you be a superstar in your role on the biggest stage? So yeah, it's very it was very I was very glad to see them be able to continue the streak. I mean, the girls are 61-0. They obviously know what they're doing. 8 straight Olympic golds. Um, but yeah, that was it got kind of scary to watch. But Martin Luther Kara Lawson, I think that is I think that might be that 2028 coach. I also really like Noel Quinn. Uh, that's the only like current coach in the league that I could really see at the moment. Now, it would be hilarious if Christy Sides got in like 2032 or something. Like if she get a couple, if the Fever inevitably get a couple successful seasons as they should, I can't imagine her not being the coach at some point. And people will be upset, and it will be hilarious.
Um, I don't think they giving Christy that job. And not because I am a Christy size truther. For now, she got no, she done revoked her stuff. We back to 0. She's all right now. But she will inevitably piss me off. Anyway, that's not what I was about to say. I think Noelle Quinn is Canadian, so I don't think she's gonna ever be the American coach.
Oh, good for me.
Yeah, it'll probably.
Did she coach
I think
Canada?
it will. I want to say it will probably be. It will probably be Carol Lawson. I feel like they usually just rock with somebody already on the staff, and then they just add another assistant. But is Noel Quinn Canadian? See, now I got to know this.
Did I make that up?
She
I feel
tricked.
like
She might have tricked me like SGA tricked me because I didn't know he was Canadian for a long time either.
me either. I also
I
didn't
seen
Dylan Brooks
him
was
in
Canadian.
that jersey, and I was like, bro, what's going on? I mean, I didn't know Dylan Brooks was Canadian because I didn't care where he's from. But he
No,
was just
Noel Quinn is not. Noel Quinn is not Canadian. So
Okay.
maybe she gets added to the staff because
Okay,
right
so
now,
who is there is a coach who's Canadian. Am I making that up? I swear I'm not
nah,
making that up.
you probably right.
every other coach in the league is either like of a different origin, under legal investigation, or unserious.
You talking about this, but you're gonna be really upset when Tanisha Wright is the next head coach.
Well, I'll be upset.
Let me say.
Well, Jay be
Let me
upset.
say. Let me just say. I won't get into my thoughts on Tanisha Wright as of right now. Um, I am still rooting for her, but I will say if the Dream don't make the playoffs, it might be reps. Like it might be they might be cleaning house if they miss the playoffs this year. So
Yeah,
for her sake,
I
for her
think she
sake, I hope
got.
they get it
I
together.
think she on the hot seat. I think uh Latricia Trammell is also on that seat. I
I
think
don't know
she.
how I
I do
I
think
feel
she got one more
that.
year. I think she got one more year. I,
No. She is definitely getting a pass for this year. And so
she's
outside
in the
of this
past
year,
this
she's
year.
getting a pass for this year. Last year they got to the playoffs for the first time in what, like 10 years
They
or
got to the
something
second
stupid?
round for the first time ever since they've been to
Yeah.
Dallas. Since
So
they've been to
like
Dallas.
she got at least 2 years before they'd be like, all right, sister, let's get serious.
I don't know because organizations will fire a coach even though they done something historic. I think who was the NBA coach that just got fired and he was actually like really good? Or
This
Um,
The NBA is a money laundering front at this point. They are doing anything to keep Doc Rivers paid. You cannot convince me otherwise. So
I think they
we
did
can't
they fire the
trust
Magic coach or no? Or was it
nah, nah. It was who got fired other
it was a
than
Cleveland coach, yes.
oh yeah,
Yes,
JB
they just
Bickerstaff got
fired JB
fired. Yeah.
Bickerstaff, and he got them to the second round, and they were also like had hella injuries, and they played the world champions. So it's like I don't really know what he did wrong, but yeah, I don't know. But I don't think I have to worry about Tanisha Wright coaching my Olympic team. She might be coaching in the Atlantic Coastal Conference before that. So, we'll see.
Are you talking about Unrivaled?
Oh yes, we can do that. I can pull up the
Yeah,
Do
they're
they have a
12.
website?
They have 12 players so far.
Are they at 12?
I think so. Let me make sure.
They do have a website.
Is
Good.
De'Erica 12? No, I think they're at 11.
Yeah, they're
I
at
think
11.
De'Erica
Oh,
was.
okay. De'Erica's 11. Okay.
Um, so Unrivaled is a 3v3 basketball situation. Created by, well, co-founded by S2E and
Careers.
Fee,
All right.
partnership service manager. Let me apply. Anyway, no. Okay, so yeah, Unrivaled is a 3v3 league created by Stewie and Fee. They said it's gonna be based in Miami, but they're gonna try to do some different stuff in other cities. They will have a 1v1 tournament that will have a prize money of 250K. And I think the teams will be staying the same each week. And they'll have a bunch of different people coaching.
Unrivaled is conducting interviews with coaching candidates. Jay Trent.
No, we got to have a team. We got to have a team.
Hmm.
So is the 1v like do we just are they gonna like go ahead and just put Enrique's name on that 1v1 trophy? Because like that just feels like her bag. Like it does.
She's either gonna be really good or really bad, and it'll be hilarious.
No, that 2v2 versus it was who was it? It was Jackie and Jewel versus Enrique and who was her partner?
I remember that.
Was it AP? No,
Let's see.
because Sid was the host. Who was her
Was it
partner?
AP? That's very polar bear in Arlington, Texas. If it was,
No, it wasn't AP.
No,
I don't
it
know why I was
was
thinking about her.
who was on
Um,
there?
it was Jewel because Jewel and Jackie won, but it was Enrique and oh, it was somebody that I was
Enrique
like.
and Natasha Cloud.
Natasha Cloud.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
somebody that was like, this don't really seem fair. And Enrique kind of carried in that game. Like
Nah, it's
obviously
not.
she
It's not that I'm worried about like whether she can. It's just with the type of player she is. You know how those players get hot or not, and it's like if she
no,
off that
what
day.
I'm saying, I think in 1v1 setting, like she was on that whole game. Like it I don't know. I feel like when she is like it's something about being guarded like seriously that like kind of activates some of her spirit. That's like, okay, like I'm about to beat these bitches up. Like it's really something in her spirit that just like, cause she was her and Jackie was really going like band for band, and obviously Jewel was like, Jewel was actually playing pretty well, but it's like she's playing with Natasha, so she kind of like, what can you really do? You know, she keep set Enrique up, but like, Buki, you gotta score. Oh, but yeah, no. I think I'm excited for Unrivaled. I am. I think the people that they've picked so far are pretty interesting. Um, I'm glad to see Ryan invited. Um, but I am very curious about the last 15. I can't do math. I can't do math.
It's well.
This is what I'm saying. What is this? That's
Okay,
8.
so
That's 19
it's
more
11
people.
of 30, so there's 19. There's 19 left.
Okay, but is this 19 boxes
See
left?
that I don't know.
No, this is I don't. This is
Okay,
definitely not what that is. Actually,
because I was
wait.
trying to do math. I was like, that don't look right. Anyway.
13. No, it's 13 up here.
Okay.
So
Okay. I
no,
was
that's
like,
not right.
that's not the right number. Anyway,
For those who are watching,
I
I
will
promise
say
I can do math because that was
I
kind of
cannot.
bad.
I won't make that promise. I will say to the controversy. Let's talk about the controversy of Unrivaled. Because the girls are calling it they're calling it Bad Girls Club or Hottie or Miami Baddies, whatever the fuck. They're saying it's a sorority
Miami
house.
baddies is crazy.
They're calling this, they said it's a very you can't sit with us vibe. Which I'm not shocked by that. But I will say my only beef with Unrivaled is they said it was the 30 best players. And not to say that nobody up here doesn't deserve to be up here, but because I know people want to jump me because they're saying, "Oh, y'all only said that because of Angel." Well, they did say there were going to be 3 more rookies added, but me personally, I just don't see how you can like genuinely be like, "Oh, well, these are the best the best WNBA players are going to be invited to Unrivaled and invite the rookies." I don't care what Caitlin does, Angel does, Rakia does, Cam. I don't care what none of them do. Like, I just don't think there's any like you can't give stock to them being the best players in the league because then it's like, are like were they scrubs before they showed up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there are other people that like could be invited, and obviously we don't know who else is invited, but it's like you got people like Kennedy, for example. Kennedy is arguably cooking the girls, and she has already publicly said that she did not get invited. And if Kennedy didn't get invited, did Kelsey Mitchell get invited? Because I know how people feel about Kelsey Mitchell, but Kelsey Mitchell could also be very good at 3v3. I mean, she's a Rike variant, low key. With I'm not gonna drag her. I'm not gonna drag her. I love her now. I'm not gonna drag her. Did Kelsey get an invite? Did like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you invite Brianna Jones? Did you invite AT? Did you invite? Did Azarae get invited? Like, there are a lot of people that I'm like, well, who all did y'all invite up here? Since you invited these rookies, like who did you take off to invite these people? And like, I understand that it's viewership is like important to them, and like, if they want to make money, they have to have some sort of expectations for viewers or whatever. But I just think that like, if you're going to say that like the WNBA is an interesting product, we have talent here, we have the best players in the world, why wouldn't you try, especially in your first year, to showcase the people who've already been here?
I wonder, because I see that the wording on the website now is Unrivaled will feature 30 of the top professional players instead of saying the top 30 professional players. So I wonder if there was it's just like, so I wonder if there was like any sort of, so what y'all trying to say, type deal. But I the thing saying that, there's like some quote unquote elitism like type deal. Like, yeah. Like like it's a sports league. Like, I hate to say that, but it's like, yeah, that's kind of that's kind of the way people operate. So I've also heard that Paige Beckers is getting an Unrivaled sponsorship. I know that she's not gonna
Which
be able
is
to play
super crazy if that
right
is
away.
true.
Yeah. So I know that like she's not
I
gonna be
think
able to
it's
play. Yeah.
like you already invited Paige Beckers, and this is no shade to Paige because she's an excellent basketball player, but how are you throwing Paige Beckers into the top 30 professional players? Like, how are you making that jump already? Like, we have not seen that lady play a second of professional basketball. And to Angel, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's Rakia, Camilla, and Caitlin Clark. Like I wouldn't be shocked if those are the other three rookies that they're gonna put out there. And they've played their 1 second of professional basketball. But it's also very clear that them girls have things to work on, and they kind of low key, high key need a break. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like that's the right next move. Like I just don't know if I think that if I agree with that.
To be honest, I think them rookies need to be overseas at least 1 year. I know players may not necessarily like it. And I think we'll get to a point where, they don't have to because of money purposes. I know Angel doesn't necessarily have to because of the money she makes or whatever. But I do think with the short time frame and turnaround that these players get, I don't think 1 year overseas is bad. Asia played 1 year overseas. Stewie played like 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. Like you'll never get a chance of getting used to the physicality and international competition that offers, and it's just an easier way to kind of like explore your game and learn your game and grow it. Um, 3v3 is very fun, but I don't know how much that's gonna be able to like. The court is never going to be that spaced out for them in an actual game setting, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think somebody made the point for like for Angel specifically. In Unrivaled, you're playing against the best of the best in terms of bigs and post players anyway. But like you said, I feel like 3v3 is like it's similar still. Like the principles, a lot of those are still there. Like there can be some development there. And I don't think players have to go overseas, but I also don't think that it's only a money thing either. Like I think that there is value to growing your game that way. And I mean, you know, players players don't want to go overseas. That's their prerogative. But I think there could be some value in that in terms of learning how to play professionally long term. Because I'm sure that there's something that you can add while playing overseas or playing anywhere else, like playing AU, like anything. Something that doesn't require it has you playing in a different role than you play on your team right now. And those skills can be applied and you can learn that way.
yeah. If
So
some of these,
yeah,
if some of these
as
girls,
long as they're prioritizing um development, what they decide to do when the W is not in season is that's fine. It's up to them. But I think there could be some value in that.
with some of these girls, if they don't go overseas, I do hope they at least play AU because we talked about this before, but I think there are definitely players that got more confident in AU because they were able to play. They were able to play a different role, different style, with different players, and like do different things. Um, these people want to be the best players in the league, and it's not many opportunities that you're going to have to be the best player on the court somewhere, or at least like top two. Yeah, because that's just a very hard place to get to. So I think these rookies could use that on top of this. But again, I talked about this with the All-Star game. Like connections are important. And this could just be a way to kind of build more connections with up and coming players as well as, these players or the older players and having more mentors and people to lean on. I mean, Angel heard one thing from who
Tina
told her?
Charles
Tina
tell her to slow
Charles.
her ass down.
And that changed her for like a month. So all these things, maybe some of these players just need some simple, just simple software update by player advice, and then they'll go on a tear later. So I don't know. But I do think Jermaine's point of like, what are we really trying to establish with this league? Like, is the top 30 players? Is it not? Is very fair. People got a lot of flack for mentioning it just because Angel was announced, but that just kind of made it to where, it made it a little more obvious. Because there were arguments on, oh, well, they had these rosters ready before the season started. Well, if that's the case, if that's your argument for why Kennedy isn't on it, then how is Angel or these other rookies going to be on it? Because everybody talked about how hard the adjustment was for Angel to be going to be before the season even started. If someone like Caitlin is on there, the argument could be made that someone assumed that she was going to automatically step in and be top 30, but then like, is Rakia, or if it's Rakia, is it Cam, is it Camilla? Like, did y'all automatically assume they was automatically going to be top 30? I don't know. It's just a little questionable, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we do wish the best for the girls, and we wish the best for what they're attempting to do. It's never going to be bad to put women's basketball at the forefront and to also get you some coins at the end of the day. I do like that they said the top 30 initial players are going to have equal equity in Unrivaled. So I don't know if that carries on for like as long as the league is around, but that's gonna be really nice, and just another thing for some money to not have to go overseas. Like Jay said, if you don't want to go there, by all means.
I'm still side eyeing them, and we'll see who else they add though. We'll see who else they add before I jump them. We'll see. But to the AU point, like I do definitely want to see some other players like get involved into AU. Mostly because I actually like really like the format and concept of AU, especially like since they change teams every week. Like I think that really helps with IQ. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there are two people on my team who have had some questionable IQs, and they came back this year a little bit better. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I don't know. Any of the outside leagues I think will be fine. So we'll see. I do wonder how quickly they'll announce the rest of these people, because they were doing one a day for like the week before Olympics. And
Yeah,
then they was like
and
going on vacation. Like, y'all just started working.
you better be glad it's only 30. Because what you mean?
Yeah, they were funny for that. But yeah, it'll be fine. That'll be fun.
And then are we getting into trades? Or do you want to show your article that's showing the trades, Sir Jay?
Oh well, yeah. Well, first we can talk about the actual trade that actually happened. So, um, let me let me pull that up real quick. The Connecticut Sun and the Chicago Sky made a trade. The Sun acquired Marina Mabry from Chicago, and they sent Chicago Rachel Banham, Mariah Jefferson, and a draft pick. Um,
Big Lotto.
so
Okay, hold on. I mean, we will get into it, but did the Sun get better or worse?
I think the Sun got better.
okay, the Sun got better to me.
Okay.
I think the
Now, did
Sun.
the
So
Sky get worse?
I think the Sky got better for the future. I think they will be just about the same, if not worse, going forward. or
This
Oh, they
for
got
the rest of the
this
season?
year's like for the next 15-ish games, I would say Chicago is worse. But I think going forward, this could help them because I think it improves like the vision. Like what? Like I feel like there's a plan in place
I will say I do
with this
think
move. I th-
I go ahead, Jay. My bad.
I was gonna say I think the problem is what they're losing most from Marina to me is 3-point volume because right now I think they're like bottom of the league in threes and like 2/3 of the threes Marina was taking. So I feel like in the short term it it could shrink the floor, but I think what it does, I like the idea of them adding Rachel Vanham. I know she hasn't had a great 3-point shooting season this year. And mostly it just hasn't been a lot of volume because she's been coming off the bench um for Connecticut, which she probably is going to come off the bench in Chicago too. But I think what they're going to be asking her to do is we needed to be bombs away when you get the ball. Like we need the threes to go up because somebody got to take them. Because the problem with the Sky up to this point is they were not taking enough threes. What they lose in the short term from Marina is some of the on ball creation, but Kennedy has kind of been taking most of that usage anyway. So I don't think that's a huge deal. But I think the outside shot is was gonna be the swing factor for them. And I know that Mariah Jefferson is still returning from injury, so I don't know how they're gonna be working her into the rotation to start out. But I wouldn't be surprised if their plan is to make her the starting point guard going forward. But that's what I want to see from Chicago.
Yeah, I think the
Can you pull up?
Can I pull up one now?
I said, can you pull up the stats, like the
Uh,
Chicago Sky stats?
I sure can. But yeah, I feel like the Sky needed more off-ball movement. Uh, and I think the Sun needed more on-ball scoring. And so I think they both helped each other at the end of the day. Um, did you say Chicago Sky or Connecticut Sun? Sorry.
Just
Oh, we can do the Sky first since we're talking about them.
But yeah, with with the Sun, it's like outside of Dewana Bonner and Dejanay sometimes, I don't think they had enough willing scores, if that makes sense. Like they are extremely good at what they do. Like they're a defensive juggernaut and like they play as a team and all that. I just think as far as like telling somebody, hey, go get us a bucket, I just don't think they had enough of that. And I think Marina would absolutely help them with that. It's just a matter of how much is she going to help them with that. This could very easily be like, I mean, Marina's never played for a team this good, so it just depends on how she adjusts to that and like what that's going to mean for her. But it does seem like her and Dejanay have enjoyed each other, which is funny because people were talking about how much they were gonna like hate each other and bicker and whatever, and just like the fireworks show of it and what could potentially happen. But they do seem like they have enjoyed each other a lot. That's not
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
is the league gonna run out of get along shirts? Because I feel like they finna be on back order. Because
These girls been getting along.
This is the year to get along. Like, this
Dude.
is the year to find the bitch you hate and be her bestie. They are so funny for that. But that is exactly why I love the WNBA, because it's always gonna be some mess. Like, why are these people teammates? They was literally just arguing, like their ass on the floor just arguing, and now, like, Marina just told that lady shut the fuck up. Like, why? Now she gotta be her teammate and help her up off the floor. Like, you couldn't write a better joke. Like, you really couldn't write a better joke. I just wanted to see because I think I know we have a lot of conversation. The conversation is a lot about oh, look at Lindsay Allen assist to turnover ratio. I know that's right, Buki. That's not what we're talking about. What am I talking about? 3-point shooting. So Marina took all of their 3-point shots. But just looking at this roster, and I just feel like part of that is oof. Like, look at these attempts.
Dude, she takes almost half of their attempts. Dana takes 3 and she takes 7, and no one else. Kaiser's not even on a team anymore.
No, this is crazy. I feel like, but the thing is, I feel like everybody above Kennedy should be able to take more shots. Like, it's no reason why Lindsay Allen can't take more than 3 a game. Like, it's no reason for that. Dana, it's no reason why Dana can't take more than 2. There's no reason why Diamond Shields can't take more than 2. Like, I feel like they were reliant. They were too reliant on Marina Mabrey shooting threes. And I think the problem is, like, because they were reliant on her to do it, everybody else was like, oh, well, we just won't do it. And it's like, no, shoot the ball. Like, it's okay if you shoot the ball. So I do think that by them not having her anymore, everybody else will have to be able to actually take attempts and actually shoot them, because the only person, like, outside of the bigs, Kennedy, the only person that I'm like, I don't really know if she has a 3-ball in her bag. So I'm okay if she's like one of the only people not taking a 3-pointer, but like everybody else, get behind the line.
right.
Get behind the line. Let them pass the ball to you out the double. Let it fly. Like, we don't. And
Yeah,
now
I think
they gotta mix up the minutes. So
I think they need to be I feel like everybody need to be empowered to pull them, because and like Lindsay Allen is only taking 1 a game, and we've seen, like, in game they will walk away from her if she had a 3-point line. Like, take that shot. Like I know that they're leaving you open, but you're a professional basketball player. Keep shooting those. Keep shooting those. They're eventually going to fall at a decent enough clip.
Okay, for the umpteenth time, Chicago, take more threes, especially Michaela and Lindsay Allen and Angel. You need to take some too. As a matter of fact, if your name ain't Carmelo Cardoso, get your ass on that 3-point line sometimes. Connecticut will appreciate Marina scoring. Jay mentioned earlier, before the internet decided to hold me, Marina will probably be taking a lot of catch and shoot threes in like the handoff style. So from like AT or Brianna Jones, and that will help them tremendously. Because let me go and pull up. Because their 3-point attempts really aren't great. Like, Dewana shot 5, Ty Harris shot 4, Rachel Banham shot 3, Dejanay shot 3, and everybody else shot 1 or less. So, I mean, it's definitely better than the Sky, but it ain't crazy. Like, Marina is coming in very easily eclipsing everyone else in 3-point attempts. So yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. And I was saying, is Marina Mabry the player that, you know, pushes Connecticut over the top? Maybe not, but I don't blame them for, you know, trying to add some juice to their offense because where they struggle is offense, especially in the half court, because they've been able to slow teams down with their defense, but it's kind of a y'all can't score and neither can we. So I like them trying to, you know, give their offense a boost with by trading for Marina. So we'll see how it
Connecticut
turns
ain't
out for them.
got too many more chances out of run for a championship. So if this the way they go out, you go out swinging. That's what you're supposed to do.
For me too. I mean, I do think they just need someone. So I am curious who they go get. Jeff Williams, please reconsider. But anyway, I don't know. I like the Marina thing, and honestly, like I how many times I think they have to play the I don't know. I feel like that like Marina, it feels crazy to say Marina is the piece that they need to push them over the edge, but I kind of can see the vision. Like I can
Mhm.
kind of see the vision because we know like down the stretch, Marina can get a bucket. And
Just
even in
don't put
that
her on that
last game
line.
when they played, we will not be doing that. But we know, you know what I'm saying, she'll shoot up a three. You know what I'm saying? She can get to the mid-range. Um, and that allows Dejanay to drive to the basket. It works. It works. Like if we
Mhm.
really think about it, it works. And honestly, in that last game against the Liberty, like they really just needed somebody to like step up in crunch time. And I think that like if Marina's main focus is to just like, you know what I'm saying? If Marina's main focus is okay, I just need to give 10 or 12 like every game, like I don't have to put up 25. I can get him 10 or 12, and you know, we don't have to rely on Dewana to shoot 15 shots so she can get at least 5 buckets. Like, I think it could work. I think it could work. I think I am a little concerned for Marina's defense. She's not a bad defender, but she's also not a great defender. Um, so I'm a little concerned about that, but I think especially if they're able to play, especially if she's the only one on the floor, so if they could play AT, DB, Breezy, Dejanay, and Marina, like I think it could work. I think
Yeah.
it could work.
Yeah, I was gonna say defensively, if you're not, I think Connecticut has the defensive personnel to where they don't have to leave Marina on the island defensively because you know opposing offenses are saying that's the pressure point we're gonna try to attack on the other end. So I think if a team is gonna make that work, it's gonna be Connecticut.
And then
Yeah.
So
yeah, last but
so
not least,
um
Jay Trent, them
yeah,
trades.
yeah. So the trade deadline is a week from today. And Mr. Kevin Pelton over at ESPN
Vote
wrote
him. Continue.
wrote an article of 5 WNBA trades we would like to see before the deadline. So I want you guys to grade these trades. So trade number 1, the Indiana Fever get Brittany Sykes Maisha Hines Allen and a second round pick for Katie Lou Samuelson, Melissa Smith, Victoria Saxton, and a first round pick.
Who does this help?
Worst trade I've ever seen in my life. What are you talking about?
Don't speak too soon.
Wait, this looks like one of the rare
Y'all,
lose trades.
I already don't really fuck with him, but like he finna piss me off. He really finna piss me off.
It's
My Easter has out with Alyssa Smith.
it's funny because
Yeah.
Brittany Sykes will be a great addition to the Fever, theoretically.
Not
But
for
it's
Katie
also
Lou
but it's also like
Samuelson.
for
Yeah.
Katie Lou and Nalissa is supposed to be part of the young core. And then it's also like, I don't really know why the Mystics would want Nalissa Smith because they have Shakira Austin and Aaliyah Edwards.
What you gonna do with her?
I don't understand. Yeah.
He about to piss me off.
So
Next.
I'm grading this trade a F off it.
F.
Yeah.
Next
Okay.
call.
Trade number 2. The Seattle Storm get Azare Stevens, and the LA Sparks get Victoria Vivians, Mercedes Russell, and a first round pick.
Spark say yes to this. This is
That's
robbery.
That's better.
Bro,
That's
the
better.
Sparks are getting robbed.
That's better as far as at least someone won. But the last trade was lose-lose. We're at least getting like a.
Let me think through this seriously. No, is the Storm, and also like I'm trying to think of how Azare could fit on the Storm. Seriously, she is playing. She started been playing the 3 and 4. So you put her next to. Who do you sit down? Do you sit down Jordy?
I feel like Azare, she still comes off the bench because I feel like you still have to go with Skylar, Jewel, Jordan, Nneka, Ezzy. So I feel like Azare is still coming off the bench there.
So then you got a bench of Sammy, Azare, Vivian's, Mercedes Russell, and
Vivian's and Russell in the trade.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
Vivian's
right.
So
then you got Azare Stevens and Sammy Smith coming off the bench. Jordan Holmes.
Yeah. It's like it's not the worst trade, but it's just like it's I guess.
What is the?
Why are we throwing in Mercedes Russell?
I see what he's saying. It's like this is like a hinging on the Storm bring back Gabby Williams because that's different. But I'm not doing that. No, you can't just add that in there.
But don't they already have money to afford her? Like they only got to pay her 20K?
Yeah, it'll be like 20K. So if they were to, I guess he's saying if they were to bring back Gabby Williams, they'd be able to trade Victoria Vivians with no issue because they already got Jordan.
You give Gabby Williams 20K and then you tell her, I give you $1 million under the table.
I don't even think they got to do that. I mean, what they could just cut
like
Kiana Williams.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She on a hardship anyway.
Yeah, she is.
No, you gotta give her. I say you gotta give her that under the table because she was talking about she weighing her options because France got that bread. So like technically,
that lady just don't want to come over here.
Technically,
I respect it.
Technically, I can only give you 20K.
You think I'm finna come help the bitches that just beat me? No. All of you, L's to all of you.
I'm a hero over here.
Absolutely not. But anyway,
I see an extra trade.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah. Um,
What is it?
okay. This one, the Aces get Azare Stevens, and the Sparks get KB Meg and a first round pick.
Don't know why the Sparks would do that, but send it
I
over.
don't hate this. No, hold on. I don't hate this one completely. I don't hate this one completely. I see the vision with this one. I see it. Because I see it. Would as the Sparks would I do this? No. Well, maybe. Because they
I
don't have
guess,
any guards anyway. So
yeah.
potentially. But then you're gonna play Rikia. Hold on, because Cam out. So you're gonna play Rikia next to, well, no, De'Erica Hamby playing the 5. Well, she can move her to the 4.
Yeah, I think Hamby can play the 4.
It's funny because
You're
it's
gonna play
like
Meg, De'Erica, Rikia,
I feel like the Sparks
Ari,
got
and
15 players on their roster.
Harry and
Stephanie Talbot.
I guess Steph
Who
Talbot
else they
too.
got? Well,
Uh
Clarendon, but they ain't really been giving.
Lexi.
Lexi's out.
Well, Lexi's out. Um who
I
else?
don't hate it. I don't hate it.
So I mean I guess KB probably gets more run there. Because
Yeah, they ain't got nobody
Send
else.
it over.
I
all
don't
right.
hate it, but also like Azare as an aces player, they're gonna put Azare in there. Azare
Azare would
gonna play the
probably play
4.
the I feel like Azare would play the 5. Like I feel like you swap her with Kia
Yeah,
in
that's
this
what they were.
in like
That's what they're saying
for
in the article. 'Cause they were saying Azare has already hit more threes in her like 4 games that she's played than Kia has hit all season.
Okay, but is Azare as good of a defender as Kia?
no.
And
So
and
it really
and the
I guess
Aces
I
have
guess
been
you
on that
really
rotisserie this year.
yeah. The Aces defense been a little shaky. So
Why? Why? Hold on. Why Big Lotto in that picture? She already got traded.
yeah. So you remember what I said earlier?
You
This
know what?
trade has
I don't hate that one, but I don't hate that one, but I don't know. It's still I would give that one maybe a C. You tried.
yeah, that one ain't bad. That
Reasonable.
one ain't bad. This one, the Atlanta Dream get Rachel Banham and the Chicago Sky get LA and Lorella Cubai.
Why is Chicago doing that?
Why is Atlanta doing that? What are you what the fuck is Rachel Banner finna do for Atlanta? Let
Shoot the damn ball. But
Listen, if Rachel Banham goes
bro,
to
you think Tanisha Wright is putting that lady in the game? Like, don't even piss me off. Don't piss me off for real.
Rachel Banham and
yeah,
Lotto being in the same city would be the only reason why I would enjoy this trade. This is the only reason why I would enjoy this trade.
yeah, I don't
I would absolutely feel bad for her because it's like, damn, I done found me an apartment and I done moved and all this stuff, and I gotta move again. I done moved from
Bro,
Connecticut to Chicago to Atlanta in the span of like a month.
Chicago Sky with Letitia Amy here, fucking Angel Reese, and Camila Cardoso, bro.
Mega ball. That's what we're doing. That's what we call
know.
it, Jay? Mega
They be able
ball.
to mega ball. They be able to run some huge line. I
What?
don't understand.
So we
Like
go.
it's funny
So
because like I
it's
know that I
please God. Did this do this again?
No, I can hear you. I can hear
could play
Jay.
her at the 3 for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
Okay, I
But
got
like
scared.
I don't.
Um,
I mean, the Chicago Sky win, but like the Dream, they already intend to like.
I don't know.
It's gonna be we're gonna put Kennedy
I
Carter at
get
the
it.
1, Letitia Mehier at the 2, Angel Reese
Sure.
at the 3, Elizabeth Williams at the 4, and Camilla at the 5.
It could
We're
be
gonna,
like the vibe.
we're gonna be the
Yeah,
biggest team in WNBA history.
yeah,
I'm hollering.
yeah, no, I think the dream, need to shoot the ball, but I don't think trading for Rachel Banham makes the dream shoot the ball. I think they just need to tell the players they already got to shoot the basketball.
Just
Um,
tell them to be a man.
This is actually extremely funny because, like, why would they do that?
Final trade. Lou Lopez Seneschal and a second round pick to Dallas for a third round pick so they can sign Odyssey Sims to a full contract.
I don't hate it because Dallas should have did this anyway.
No, tell Dallas to be a fucking man and cut Lou. Y'all not giving the lady no tick anyway. Like, what are we talking about?
If they could get a pick off of that, I'm not
It's
mad
funny
at them.
because you're really losing a pick because you traded a second for a third. Like that's bad business.
Literally,
It's
bad
like if
business.
you,
Absolutely
yeah,
not. Mm-mm.
yeah. If you just go like if this is the offer that's on the table,
Oh, I read that wrong. Ew, that is
yeah,
nasty.
yeah.
You're
If this
going
is the
slam
offer that's on the
backwards.
table, yeah, no, that makes no sense. Maybe he meant to type it the other way, but that makes no sense to me. Like unless I don't know what the if there's like any cap ramifications on the Lou's contract, but no, that makes no sense to me. Um, if you're gonna sign Odyssey Sims, just do it. Like players get cut every day. Like I know that sounds like that sounds crazy, but it's,
They
if you're
do.
gonna
Like,
cut,
she'll be
but if you're
okay.
gonna, yeah, it's like I mean, if you're gonna do it, you do it.
Like she already not getting no. Like she's already coming and took the lady's spot. Like, and we know that Odyssey can play with every. Like Odyssey came in for Lou as last season. Why would you like just cut the lady?
Yeah, and Odyssey Sims is like a fixture in the rotation. Like
Yeah,
she should be around. She should be around regardless. Like it's kind of nuts that um she was just sitting there for a
She
hardship.
need to be a player's coach. Like they need to put her on assistant coach and just let her check in whenever she feel like it.
Yeah, nah, they need her. Like especially this stretch run with Satu coming back. Like I feel like having a like you need a stabilizing guard to run that offense.
It's crazy. One of them games they won, they was trying to make it seem like a feel good story where they was like, yeah, she was just hanging around the team, like just waiting. And I'm like, well, that's not good.
And it's just like, nah, because they should have been signed. Like they should have been picked her up. Like even before the season started, they was like, okay, so why hasn't Dallas signed Odyssey Sam?
Nigga was putting her in
Like she just sat there
team
chilling until
graphics.
they was like, okay, now come on.
They was putting Odyssey Sims and team graphics, telling people to get season tickets and stuff, and she was not on that team. Like, what we doing?
like come on now.
But yeah,
And I that's the one thing I feel like I don't understand about the Wings. Like you did the right thing. You went and got Kalani because you know she's a fixture in your system. But why wouldn't you go? Why wouldn't you prioritize getting Odyssey over getting these rookies? Like JC, I mean, she's coming along, and I actually like Stephanie Suarez a lot. But if you're a team that you're saying we're trying to win now, we're trying to get over the hump. Sorry, Bookie, but JC Selden is not doing that for you. Like Stephanie Suarez not doing
Right.
Lou Lopez
Not
and
for
doing that for you.
yeah, as far as this season goes, and I mean if you got Enrique you got Arike and Satu, where I know Satu's been hurt, but like for this team, if you looking to win this year, the vets are going to mean more than the rookies. Like I know that you took JC with the fifth pick. So I know that you want to keep her.
Yeah,
And I know that Jaylen Brown showed out in the preseason and just got hurt. But the the vets are going to bring you more because they're proven. You know what they and especially Odyssey Sims. Like you know what you're getting from her.
we
Like
definitely
you
talked
signed her
about
day one and she dropped 30. Like, don't piss me off. Like, don't piss me off.
Dallas should not have used the amount of picks that they used during the drafts. Like them should have been traded or whatever. I would have rather that. I don't even know if you could do this, but I would have rather them just been like, I don't feel like using this. Just omit it. Just call the front office. Be like, actually, we're not drafting anybody.
Can we
We don't.
just can we just kick this pick down the road?
Yeah, we can't. We
Like
can't.
can we take a rain check on it?
We can't find nobody to trade this draft pick to. So we're actually just gonna like not draft anybody. We're gonna let this clock expire. Just let the team after us draft two people. We don't even care. But yeah,
um, I
the
don't know.
next
They could have. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, Dallas very well could have just traded their pick with fucking the Sparks, with literally anybody. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
everybody's in the
anybody.
rebuild.
I wouldn't like,
They could have
especially since the Sparks have
held
that.
the fucking. Oh, go ahead.
I was supposed to say, especially since the Sparks have that plethora of guards. Like, if they didn't plan on signing Odyssey Sims outright, like I wouldn't even like them getting a Lexi Brown or R. McDonald or something like that would have helped. Um, especially Ari. But I mean, hindsight's 2020. But just get on the phone. Use your phone, please. I know you see people telling y'all to get rid of that pick. I know there's no way you thought you could utilize everybody you drafted. I appreciate that Dallas is one of the younger teams in the league and they like are banking on, the growth of their players, but at the same time, sometimes you gotta make some sacrifices. You can't be the up and coming team forever.
I too think like, and this is also why I'm still giving the Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics an F, because why didn't y'all get on the phone? Atlanta,
Yeah,
y'all knew y'all were gonna use y'all picks.
yeah, they
Trade
could
that.
like I understand I understand the first round pick. Like I do like 98 Pods as a player. I don't understand stashing all three picks instead of making some kind of move. Like I know we traded for Jordan Canada, but I feel like there was something else that could have been done. And then it's just like you have that, and then you have Jordan Canada get hurt, and then Ryan Howard gets hurt, and now your season is derailed, and now you got to pick offs, or people gonna be looking at you funny because you just made the playoffs last year. So it's like we can't really afford to take a step back.
Nope.
So
Yeah, well, two thumbs down to that man. Um, what's the shit he be doing called?
I don't
Warp,
know.
Warp don't make no sense, and neither do any of them trades.
Oh, Warp is such a funny metric because like the uh the NBA has one too, and it's called Vorp, and it's like, what is this? Like, I get it. Like conceptually, I get it. It's just like I don't need an all-in-one metric to tell me how good somebody is. So, like, it's just I don't need that.
It's too many
I'm glad you
metrics.
understand it because I don't get it.
There's just too many
It makes no sense
metrics.
to me.
And I appreciate the people who are doing these things, but at a certain time, it's like Kale and Good Burger. Like it's like I know some of these words. It's
Yeah,
I don't.
it's like all your numbers, like you can have every graph, every metric, every equation in the world. Nothing is going to nothing is going to substitute watching the game. So it's just like if you're looking at those numbers and like trying to corroborate that with what you saw, fine. But be for real though. Like that can't be like that cannot be how you interact with basketball.
But you know that's how they interact with basketball.
Yeah.
You have
It's
to
just like
know because it's no way you telling me it's like you can't convince me that he didn't look at his work model and said, what's the two like let me combine these numbers to make sense. There's no other way because there's no way you watch the hoops and said Rachel Banham is gonna make the Atlanta Dream better. Like there's no way you looked at that and said that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But there's no way you looked at that and said that.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
but yes, I had to share that with y'all because I did not want to look at that by myself. So I
It's, if I had to see it, so do you. I understand. All in all, we're very excited to see the rest of the season. Um, most teams have about 15 or 16 games left. Uh, Speaking of in Dallas in particular, they are currently 6-19. The eighth seed is 10-14. So they have played 25 games. Chicago has played 24. If they are going to catch up, they are going to need to go on a very big run, but they certainly can. Um, the Liberty are poised to run away with the rest of the year as the number one seed. I think the Aces are 16-8. I think they went so they started the season 6-6, and they were 9-1 at some point. So they ran off a lot of games. They very well have a chance of ending as a top three seed. Seattle 17-8, Minnesota 17-8, Connecticut is 18-6. They start off the season like 11-0, and then they so far have been like 6, like 6-5 or something.
Mhm.
So they've been on a little iffy, but again, they're gonna have to now. Marina's gonna make them better, but they're gonna have to adjust to Marina playing. So they may kind of be a little iffy for the first couple games. Um, Phoenix is definition of mid at 13-12. Um, it's Atlanta's hunting for a playoff spot. They're 7-17. So it's a lot to look forward to the rest of the year, but I am very excited. I did not get to mention this during when we talk about All-Star. The only thing I did not like about the All-Star break is that these niggas have fucking Pitbull performing. Why did y'all do that? Why did y'all do that? Why did y'all the most women-centric event of the year, and y'all call it Mr. Worldwide to perform at halftime? What are we doing? Where
saw
was
somebody
Lotto?
say I saw somebody say y'all not gonna flex on Pitbull like he ain't have 2011 on lock.
Pitbull was performing other people's songs at the event. I was like, bro, what are we doing, bro? Where was Sexy Red at? Like, I- where? Like, I don't know. I just feel like if y'all were going to have a man, I wish he could have been more relevant. Like,
Nah, they
I feel
they're
like I
they, they're
was.
they're object like it's objectively hilarious to get Pitbull.
I just felt like I was on a
Like
cruise ship. Like Pitbull, like what we doing? Like, where was Anicia? Where was Where was Glorilla? Where
No, it's
was
even funnier. Two things. It's even funnier because number one, they had literally put Lakia in the WNBA All-Star ads. So why didn't y'all invite her to the game? Number one.
I think that
But number two, I told y'all I made my family watch it. And when Pitbull came up there, my mama looked me in the eye and said, "Want nobody else available? Where was Usher?" And I was crying because I'm like, really? I was like, yeah, mom, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I don't have an
when
excuse
I
for it.
tell you my friends and I got up and walked around the stadium as soon as Pitbull came up. Like I was like, I'll be damned. Where was Victoria Monet? Like actually, like in all seriousness, the other names are kind of like, where's Victoria Monet? I know she would appreciate that actually. It's just I just keep going down and looking at names, and I'm like, damn, this could have been. Where was Pink Panthers at? She could have did 5 minutes. She could have did her whole
That's a full
discography.
album.
She could have did her whole album, and it would have been early. Oh, what also made me mad is they put Fabulous on the screen. I was like, bro, what we doing? We just showing anybody at this point. It's bad man, bad music, not a good time. I was like, all right, give me a graphics card, and this is what we're doing. I I don't know. I ain't like that. But what was
The
Rochelle
only thing
Jordan?
that I've, huh?
What was Rochelle Jordan? Where was Rico Nasty?
Yeah, where's Russell? Yeah.
The only thing that I want to say is I sent y'all the strength of schedule for the rest of the season. And when people was talking about like the WNBA was like trying to put the Fever in a good position, and they did all this kind of stuff um to like sway people towards the Fever. I was like, y'all are lying. You know what I'm saying? Like we're playing a hard schedule just like everybody else, but we have the ninth, or maybe I should say 1, 2, 3, the fourth easiest schedule for the rest of the season. And honestly, I think the people might have been right. We don't have to play the New York Liberty no more. Like, we only have to play, we have to play the Connecticut Sun once, and then we had to play the Aces and the Lynx twice. Like we kind of ate that, and I'm pretty sure both of the Aces games are in Indiana. So like we kind of ate that. Shout out to the. Actually, I'm not shouting y'all out because y'all making the Dallas Wings play the New York Liberty 4 times in this like 3-week stretch. Y'all are going to hell for that. But thank you for the Indiana Fever because Lord knows we needed a little break. We needed a little rest. So we appreciate that little stretch of 20 games and 11 games in 20 days or whatever it was that the people was complaining about at the beginning of the season.
Hold on, let me.
Nah, the Fever really had like the gauntlet to start the season. Like it was rough.
All right, this is the last thing before we part. First of all, why is the Mercury on this graphic? This is not a good basketball team. I don't care if I gotta play the Mercury 12 times. Does it matter? Is this really is this really that hard of a team? This is not I don't know. Um Minnesota, yeah, New York and Minnesota really now they skated because they really don't have to play nobody the rest of the year. Um I know this is 1 and 2 for a reason at this point. The fact that Minnesota had to play the teams they played in the beginning, and they are the seed they are again. My apologies to the Minnesota Lynx. I do not believe in you, but Jamae did, so that's all that matters. Vegas, I really can't take any of these teams seriously besides Liberty and Seattle. So I don't think this should be that bad. The Sparks, you don't deserve this. They're gonna get beat over the head the rest of the year. But I need to see a Ricky at 30-piece, or I would be upset. Chicago's schedule is pretty good for the rest of the season too. The fact that they don't have to play the Liberty anymore either is pretty damn good. That's everybody boogeyman right now. So like,
That's the boogeyman.
yeah, that's the boogeyman right now. That's the up the pipe team right now, and
I refuse to believe in them.
it's the regular season. I got to.
See, I want to be with you, but like they've given me no choice.
They um yeah, it's funny because I don't really know what this. I thought strength of schedule is usually based on like how good you are, but also
It's
how
based
it's a
on
combination of both of how
yeah.
good you are and
It's based on record. So like the toughest is showing like the top six seeds, and then easiest is just the bottom six seeds.
okay. But I also thought it factored in your record as a team, like in general, because I would argue that like Seattle should be easier, I guess, or like they should be under Indiana just because like they're a lot better than them. But I don't know. That's just
Oh
nitpicky.
nah,
Um,
it just depends on it just depends on opponent win percentage.
Phoenix only having to play all the top teams like once besides Seattle is also pretty. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
they had a rough go of it to start the season, and they also had a lot of injuries. I'm not convinced that they'll finish much higher than six, if any higher than six. But they
I'm unfortunately
their schedule does get easier.
not moved. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I'm glad Connecticut has an easy schedule so they can figure out what they're gonna do with like I think that'll make the marina adjustment easier. Um, but still though, playing Vegas twice and Seattle twice is kind of nasty.
No,
But
because
again,
I need
like
to see. I need no. This is good because I need to see. I need to see what Marina do when she play against them. Then that'll determine if I should believe in them or not. Because right now I still want to believe in them, but either the rotation, either Marina Mayberry gonna piss me off, which that's not hard for her to do, or Stephanie White gonna piss me off, because if she don't get these rotations right, I will start booing her. And she was my coach of the year, but she will start getting booed. She will start getting booed very quickly. So
it's funny because like we talked about this, I think before the season started. Like it's so many good teams in the W, and even when they bad and it's good. So it's like even with me looking at Minnesota at the bottom, it's like damn, they still got to play Vegas twice, and Liberty once,
Hmm.
and Connecticut once. And how much better is that really than Seattle having to play the Liberty twice, Connecticut twice, and the Aces once, or Phoenix having to play the top teams once, besides Seattle playing them twice. It's like
Yeah, it's all
you
it's
having to play somebody every day.
right there together. Like really the only outliers are the Dallas schedule and the Sparks schedule. Like everyone else is everyone else is within like 8% of each other.
Yeah. Other than that, after some technical difficulties and things of that nature. That has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I appreciate my cohorts very well for working with me because I was struggling. But yeah, is there anything else on the agenda? Jermaine, you got to say something?
No, just not trying not to laugh.
No. But yeah, that has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don.
I am Janae.
And I am Jay Trent.
And we will see you all next time.